welcome back. Ready for another deep dive?
Always.
Today, we're uncorking the world of New World wines.
Ooh, I like that.
And we're going way beyond, your typical Cabernet and Chardonnay.
Sounds fun.
We're going to uncover what makes these wines so unique, so diverse.
Right.
And honestly, they're becoming so popular. Our guide for this journey is a book called Vinos do Novo Mundo, which translates to Wines of the New World, a dive into unexplored terroirs.
I like it.
And it's packed with insights into these really up-and-coming regions. What I love about this book is how it explains really clearly how these wines just break the mold.
It really does. I mean, we always think of Europe as the ultimate wine authority.
Exactly.
But these New World regions, they're doing their own thing.
It's like they're saying, forget the rule book. We're writing our own chapter,
Exactly. Yeah.
So to really get this, we need to define what New World even means when we're talking about wine.
You got it. And it's not just, a new vintage or something.
Right.
We're talking about places where winemaking developed after it did in Europe.
Okay.
Which is what everyone considers the old world.
Mm-hmm.
The book takes us on this fascinating historical journey, by the way.
Okay, yeah.
To really illustrate this whole thing.
So picture this. Wine starts the thousands of years ago in the Caucasus region. Then, thanks to all these ancient civilizations, like the Phoenicians and the Greeks and the Romans,
right.
wine starts spreading all across Europe.
Yeah.
Okay, fast forward to the age of exploration, and boom, Vitis vinifera.
Ooh, there it is.
Which is the grapevine behind most fine wines, is suddenly sailing across the ocean.
It's going everywhere.
To places like South America. So Chile, Argentina, South Africa, and obviously the U.S.
The U.S., yeah.
It's this separation from that European tradition that really makes New World wines so exciting.
I think so. They're free to experiment. They can innovate, and they end up creating these wines that truly reflect their own unique environment.
It's that sense of freedom and adventure. That's what I love about them. And it totally shows up in the wines themselves.
Absolutely.
So the book points out some key characteristics that kind of define New World wines. And the first one that they talk about is climate.
Okay.
These regions tend to be much warmer and sunnier than their European counterparts.
Yeah, so think riper grapes, bolder flavors, and smoother tannins.
Ooh. Okay.
So they're often described as very juicy, very approachable.
I like that.
Ready to drink right away,
See, that explains why I like them so much.
Maybe?
They're just perfect for, those impromptu dinner parties when you don't have a lot of time to plan. What else sets these wines apart?
Well, soil is another major factor.
Okay.
And the New World just has incredible diversity in its soil types.
Right.
So you have everything from the volcanic soils of Chile.
Oh, wow.
The alluvial soils of Argentina.
I didn't know that.
Each region really has its own unique fingerprint, and you can actually taste that in the wine.
That's so cool. It's terroir on steroids,
Yeah, exactly. And speaking of variety, New World winemakers, they love to experiment, so they embrace both the classic European grapes and indigenous varieties as well.
So there's this huge range of styles.
Huge range. You hit the nail on the head. It's all about finding that perfect grape for the place.
I love that.
So whether it's, your favorite Cabernet Sauvignon or something a little more unusual like Carmenere, maybe.
Oh, I love Carmenere.
Yeah.
Oh, that's another thing the book talks about, this idea of a quest for identity.
Yes.
It's not just about, copying European styles. They want to craft wines that tell the story of their specific origin.
That's a great way to put it. It's about showcasing what makes each place special. It's the terroir.
Yeah.
And doing it sustainably, too.
Oh, that's so
for the environment, for the future of winemaking.
I love that. Good for the planet, good for the glass. So how are they actually, achieving this?
Well, they're rediscovering and championing native grape varieties, for one.
Okay.
Those that thrive in specific climates and soils. And they're really paying close attention to how the terroir influences the wine.
It's like they're really listening to the land.
They are.
Okay.
And they're increasingly committed to sustainable practices, which is great. So organic farming, water conservation, really the whole package.
Okay, so we've kind of laid the groundwork here.
I think so.
But now let's get to the fun part, the actual wines.
Yes.
So where are we starting our continental tour of flavor?
Well, let's start with your home turf, the United States.
Okay.
And California is a great place to begin.
Right.
And it's so much more than just sunshine in Hollywood.
Oh, I know.
You think so?
California is where I really started to, understand the magic of terroir.
Oh, wow.
It's just amazing how such a small state can produce so many different styles of wine.
It really is.
Yeah.
I mean, California has such diverse microclimates.
Right.
They can basically produce any style of wine you can imagine.
It's true.
From those bold cabs of Napa
Yes.
to the elegant Pinot Noirs of Sonoma, there's something for everyone.
Okay, so Napa is like the rock star of California wine regions, right?
Kind of, yeah.
And the book specifically calls out Cabernet Sauvignon from Napa Valley as being rich, complex, and age-worthy.
That sounds right.
And I'm guessing we can't talk about Napa without mentioning Robert Mondavi Winery.
Oh, Robert Mondavi. He was such a visionary.
He was.
In establishing California's reputation, really?
Yes.
For making world-class wines.
Yeah.
I mean, his winery
It's incredible.
is still a must-visit for any wine enthusiast, I think.
Absolutely. Okay, next up we have Sonoma County.
All right.
Now, this one is known for its Pinot Noirs.
Yes.
Especially from the Russian River Valley.
Beautiful.
And we can't forget about the Chardonnays.
No, those are great.
They're so complex.
Very complex.
And expressive. For a taste of, true Sonoma luxury,
Oh, yeah?
I highly recommend Jordan Vineyard and Winery.
Oh, nice.
Their Cabernet Sauvignon and their Chardonnay are just fantastic.
They're really committed to sustainability, too.
Oh.
And winemaking excellence, of course.
For sure. And then there's the Central Coast.
The Central Coast, yes.
Which is huge.
So much variety there.
So much variety thanks to that Pacific Ocean influence.
Huge influence.
You have Paso Robles, which is known for its big, bold, fruit-forward reds.
Okay.
And then you have Santa Barbara,
Okay.
which is known for more finesse-driven Pinot Noir and Chardonnay. It's a region that's really ripe for exploration.
It is, yeah. Lots to discover.
Now let's head north to Oregon.
Yeah.
Where the Willamette Valley is basically synonymous with Pinot Noir.
It is.
But these aren't your, big, bold California Pinot Noir.
No, very different.
They're much more delicate.
They are?
With beautiful red fruit, floral notes, and this, wonderful earthy complexity.
It's those volcanic soils that make the difference.
Oh, right.
You know, they contribute to the minerality and the complexity of those wines.
That's fascinating.
It really is.
And if you really want to experience, the magic of Oregon Pinot, I highly recommend a vertical tasting at Domaine Drouin, Oregon.
Oh, cool.
So you can taste, the same wine from different vintages. It's really cool.
Yeah, you can see how the wine evolves over time.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, speaking of evolving, Washington State.
Washington? All right.
I feel like this is a region that's, really come into its own in recent years.
It has.
The continental climate there yields these wines that are so intense and have so much structure.
It's true.
Especially Cabernet Sauvignon and Merlot from the Columbia Valley.
The Columbia Valley.
Oh, Washington wines, they have this wonderful intensity.
Yeah.
It's you can taste the sunshine.
You can.
They get there.
Lots of sunshine.
And for a more intimate experience, the boutique wineries of Walla Walla Valley are fantastic.
Oh, Walla Walla.
Yeah.
A hidden gem. You know, each winery has its own story.
It does.
And the wines really showcase the diversity of that terroir.
It's really special. Okay, and last but not least, on our U.S. tour, we have New York.
New York.
I know.
Not the first place you think of.
Not the first place you think of when you think of wine.
Yeah.
But the Finger Lakes region is actually experiencing a Riesling renaissance.
It is.
So tell me about that.
Well, the cool climate of the Finger Lakes, it's just ideal for Riesling.
Okay.
So the wines are vibrant, mineral-driven, bursting with citrus, floral aromas.
That sounds delicious.
And they have this wonderful acidity that makes them super refreshing.
That's what I love about Riesling. Hey, if you're in the Finger Lakes, a visit to Herman J. Weimer Vineyard is a must.
Oh, I've heard of them.
They're one of the pioneers of Riesling in the region.
They are.
And they really exemplify how these New World winemakers are just pushing boundaries and redefining what American wine can be.
It's exciting to see, isn't it?
So we've covered a lot of ground in the U.S.
We have.
But there's a whole world of wine.
There is.
Waiting for us.
I know. I can't wait.
Where to next?
Well, let's hop across the Pacific.
All right.
Let's land in Australia.
Ooh, Australia. Land of sunshine, beaches.
Yes.
And, of course, world-class wines.
Of course.
All right, Australia. When I think Aussie wines, I think, big, bold reds. especially Shiraz. Am I on the right track?
You're absolutely right. Australia is known for its powerful Shirazes.
Yeah.
Especially from regions like the Barossa Valley.
Oh, the Barossa Valley.
These wines are packed with, intense dark fruit, spice, and they often have this velvety texture that makes them so enjoyable.
They're so smooth.
Yeah.
And no Australian wine conversation is complete without mentioning Penfolds, right?
Of course not.
Their grain Shiraz is, like, legendary.
It's considered one of the greatest wines in the world,
Wow.
It's a testament to the aging potential and complexity that Australian Shiraz can achieve.
Okay.
But Australia is more than just Shiraz,
Yeah.
Another region that the book highlights is the Hunter Valley.
The Hunter Valley.
It's famous for its Semillon.
Semillon.
Yeah.
I always associate that grape with, like, France.
I know, right?
So what makes Hunter Valley Semillon so special?
Well, it's truly unique. When it's young, it's crisp and citrusy. But as it ages, it develops this incredible, honeyed, toasty complexity that's, unlike anything else.
Oh, wow.
If you're a fan of wines that tell a story, I highly recommend a visit to Terroirs Wines in the Hunter Valley.
Terroirs Wines. Okay.
They've been producing Semillon since, like, the mid-1800s.
Wow.
So their wines are like a true taste of history.
Okay, I'm adding that to my wine travel bucket list. Now, where else are we heading in Australia?
Let's go west to Margaret River.
Margaret River, all right.
It's a coastal region, and Cabernet Sauvignon and Chardonnay really shine there. They have a distinct elegance and balance, often attributed to like the cooling influence of the Indian Ocean.
So elegant Cabernet and Chardonnay, that sounds a lot like what you'd find in, like, Burgundy.
Yeah, you're picking up on a key theme here. New World regions are often compared to those classic Old World regions. Yeah. But what's really exciting is that they're not simply imitating.
Right.
They're putting their own, like, unique spin on those classic grapes. For a true taste of Margaret River, Vas Felix is a must-visit.
Vas Felix.
They really showcase that cool climate elegance.
Okay.
And focus on, terroir expression.
All right, now I'm really getting curious about these New World expressions of classic grapes. So what else does Australia have to offer?
2 more stops on our Australian adventure.
Okay, let's hear it.
First, the Yarra Valley. It's a cool climate paradise known for producing elegant Pinot Noir and Chardonnay.
Okay, so cool climate seems to be a key factor in producing those, like, more restrained, elegant wines.
Absolutely. And the Yarra Valley is a great example of how New World regions are really embracing those cooler climates.
Okay.
To produce wines that rival the best of Burgundy.
That's impressive.
It is. If you're a fan of sparkling, by the way, Domaine Chandon in the Yarra Valley is worth a visit.
Domaine Chandon, okay. And for a taste of history, Yearing Station is fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
They're one of Australia's oldest wineries.
They have those old vines.
Yeah, the old vines produce wines that are so complex.
They really do.
Our final stop in Australia is the Clare Valley.
Clare Valley, all right.
A haven for Riesling lovers.
Yes. The wines here are aromatic, high acid, and they age beautifully.
So Riesling might be the ultimate cool climate grape.
I think so. It really thrives in these regions, where other grapes might struggle.
So it needs those cool temperatures, the long ripening season.
It does, to develop those, like, signature aromas and acidity.
Right, and the Clare Valley is a perfect example of that.
If you're ever in the region, by the way, I highly recommend exploring the Riesling Trail.
Oh, the Riesling Trail.
It's this beautiful cycling route. It winds its way through vineyards and charming towns, with plenty of opportunities to stop for tastings along the way.
That sounds idyllic. Okay, so we've done California, Oregon, Washington, New York, and now a whirlwind tour of Australia. Where does our New World adventure take us next?
Let's cross the Tasman Sea and head to New Zealand.
New Zealand?
Another island nation that's really making a name for itself in the wine world.
So when I think New Zealand, I immediately think Sauvignon Blanc.
Of course.
Especially from Marlborough.
It's like the poster child for New Zealand wine.
It is. It's world famous for that vibrant acidity.
Yes.
Those intense aromas of passion fruit, citrus, gooseberry.
So distinctive.
That little hint of herbaceousness. Oh, it's just so distinctive.
It is.
It's funny how, like, just smelling a Marlborough Sauvignon Blanc can practically transport you.
I know.
To a sunny New Zealand vineyard. It's like sunshine in a glass.
It is.
And Cloudy Bay is like the iconic Marlborough Sauvignon Blanc, right?
They definitely played a huge role in putting New Zealand Sauvignon Blanc on the map,
They really did.
Their wines are still considered benchmarks for the style.
For sure. But New Zealand is so much more than just Marlborough Sauvignon Blanc.
Oh, yeah. So much more. Let's journey south to central Otago.
Otago, okay.
It's a dramatic, high-altitude region where Pinot Noir takes center stage.
Okay, Pinot Noir. So we've talked about Oregon Pinot Noir.
Yeah.
We've even talked about Australian Pinot Noir. What sets Central Otago Pinot Noir apart?
Well, Central Otago is one of the southernmost wine regions in the world, actually.
Wow.
And it's known for its extreme diurnal temperature variation.
So that means what, like hot days and cold nights?
Very hot days, very cold nights.
Wow.
It allows those grapes to ripen slowly.
Okay.
Develop incredible complexity.
So those big temperature swings are key to creating that unique character.
Absolutely. The wines often have intense red fruit flavors, floral notes, and then this distinctive earthy, savory character that really comes from those unique soils and the climate.
It's amazing how, the climate really impacts the flavor.
It does. And Felton Road, by the way, is one of the top producers in Central Otago.
Felton Road, okay.
Their Pinot Noirs are highly sought after, and they really showcase the elegance and complexity that region is capable of.
I bet. Okay, so now we're heading north to Hawke's Bay.
Hawke's Bay, yeah.
And this region is known for its more full-bodied reds.
It is.
Especially Cabernet Sauvignon and Merlot.
It has a warmer climate than other New Zealand regions.
Okay.
So those grapes can ripen fully,
okay.
Develop those rich, concentrated flavors. The wines often have ripe fruit, savory notes, and a firm structure, so they age beautifully.
So Hawke's Bay for, a special occasion bottle?
Yeah, something like that.
Okay. And for a taste of history, Mission Estate Winery in Hawke's Bay is a must-visit.
Mission Estate, yeah, New Zealand's oldest winery.
Wow, really?
Yeah, and their wines are just, a perfect blend of tradition and innovation.
Tradition and innovation. That's a good combo. Okay, our final stop in New Zealand is Waiheke Island.
Waiheke Island, yes.
That sounds more like a vacation destination than a wine region.
Yeah, I know, right? It's just a short ferry ride from Auckland, but it feels like a world away.
Oh, wow.
It's known for those beautiful beaches, laid-back vibes, and boutique wineries.
Oh, okay.
That produce a diverse range of styles.
So it's like the perfect place to combine a wine-tasting adventure with some, relaxation and stunning scenery.
Exactly. You can explore the island by bike, hop between cellar doors, enjoy some fresh seafood, soak up that island life. Mudbrick Vineyard and Cable Bay Vineyards are two great options on Waiheke.
Mudbrick Vineyard and Cable Bay Vineyards. Got it. Okay, New Zealand is officially on my travel list. Now, I'm guessing we're heading to South America.
South America. You got it.
A continent I associate with, bold, flavorful wines.
Yes.
Especially Malbec from Argentina.
Oh, Malbec.
So where are we starting our South American wine adventure?
Let's begin in Chile, a country with a long winemaking history and a diverse range of terroirs. Our first stop is the Valle de Colchagua, a region known for its Carmenere.
Ah, Carmenere.
Yeah.
I remember reading that this grape was almost lost to history.
You're right. It has a fascinating story.
It does. Tell me more.
Well, Carmenere was once widely planted in Bordeaux, France, but it was almost entirely wiped out by the phylloxera epidemic in the 19th century.
Wow.
And for a while, it was thought to be extinct, until it was rediscovered in Chile in the 1990s.
Wow, talk about a second chance.
I know.
So Chile is now the home of Carmenere.
It is.
What kind of wine does it produce?
Well, Carmenere is thriving in Chile. The wines are known for distinctive aromas of red fruit, black pepper, and a little hint of herbaceousness.
Oh.
They often have a velvety texture and a beautiful balance of fruit and acidity.
It sounds like Carmenere has found its true home.
It really has. And the Valle de Colchagua is one of the best places to experience the grape's full potential. For a taste of iconic Chilean wines, a visit to Viña Montes is highly recommended.
Viña Montes. All right.
They produce a wide range of wines, including a stunning Carmenere.
I'm definitely adding Chilean Carmenere to my list of wines to try. Yep. Now, where else are we heading in Chile?
Let's go west to the Valle de Casablanca.
The Valle de Casablanca, okay.
It's a coastal region that's known for its cool climate and maritime influence. Think crisp, mineral-driven Sauvignon Blanc and Chardonnay.
Okay, so another cool climate haven for those, elegant whites.
You got it.
Yeah.
The Pacific Ocean plays a huge role in moderating the climate of the Valle de Casablanca.
Okay.
The wines there have a fantastic freshness and vibrancy, often with these saline notes that reflect their proximity to the sea. Casas del Bosque is a must-visit in Casablanca.
Casas del Bosque. Okay.
Their Sauvignon Blanc and Chardonnay are exceptional.
Now I'm craving some fresh seafood and a glass of Chilean Sauvignon Blanc. Where to next?
For classic Chilean Cabernet Sauvignon, we need to head to the Valle do Maipo.
The Val de Maipo, right?
It's one of Chile's oldest wine regions, and it's known for producing elegant, structured Cabernet Sauvignons that can age beautifully.
So when we talk about Chilean Cabernet Sauvignon, we're talking about Val de Maipo.
Exactly. The Maipo Valley has like a perfect combination of climate and soils for Cabernet Sauvignon. The wines often have ripe black fruit flavors, notes of cassis and cedar, and firm tannins that soften gracefully over time. Conchi Toro, with its iconic Don Melchor Cabernet Sauvignon, is one of the top producers in the Maipo Valley.
So Chile has such diverse wine regions.
It does.
From the bold Carmenere of Colchagua to the crisp Sauvignon Blanc of Casablanca and the elegant Cabernet Sauvignon of Maipo, there's something for every palate.
That's the beauty of exploring New World wines, you know?
Yeah.
You never know what you're going to discover next.
All right, I'm ready to cross the Andes Mountains and explore Argentina.
Argentina, yes.
Malbec, here we come.
Argentina is Malbec heaven.
It is.
And Mendoza is the epicenter of it all.
Mendoza.
It's the country's most famous wine region, known for its high-altitude vineyards and stunning scenery.
I've seen pictures. It's beautiful.
Oh, it's incredible.
And the Malbec, it's known for its, like, intense fruitiness.
Yes.
Floral notes, smooth tannins. It's one of those wines that's, like, both approachable and complex.
Exactly.
You can enjoy it on a weeknight or savor it with, like, a special meal.
Mendoza Malbec is incredibly versatile. It can range in style from, juicy and fruit-forward to rich and age-worthy.
So a trip to Mendoza should be on every wine lover's bucket list.
I think so, absolutely. A journey along the Mendoza wine route is an unforgettable experience.
I bet.
You'll drive through stunning vineyards, visit world-class wineries, and taste some of the best Malbec in the world. Two wineries that stand out in Mendoza are Catena Zapata,
okay,
a pioneer in high-altitude Malbec, and Zuccardi Valle de Uco, known for its terroirs wines and stunning modern architecture.
Okay, Mendoza is officially at the top of my list. But Argentina's a vast country.
Oh, it is. Diverse terroirs.
So where else are we heading?
Let's go south to Patagonia.
Patagonia.
It's known for its extreme climate and windswept landscapes.
Okay.
You might be surprised to learn that Patagonia is producing some of the most elegant Pinot Noir and Chardonnay in South America.
Wow, Patagonia Pinot Noir. That's not what I was expecting.
I know, right? It's a region that's really pushing boundaries, and its challenging climate pushes the boundaries of viticulture, I should say.
Right.
So the cool temperatures, strong winds, intense sunlight, it creates this unique environment. And the wines have incredible concentration and finesse. Bodega Chacra is a must-visit in Patagonia.
Bodega Chacra, all right.
Their Pinot Noir and Chardonnay are truly exceptional. They really showcase that elegance and purity that Patagonia is capable of.
This is why I love exploring New World wines. There's always something new and unexpected to discover.
I agree.
So for our final stop in Argentina, let's head north to Salta.
Salta.
A high-altitude region known for its aromatic terroirs.
Yes.
Terroirs. That's Argentina's signature white grape.
It is. It's a truly unique grape with captivating aromas of floral notes, citrus, and a touch of honey.
I love it.
And Salta is the perfect place to experience it. The region's high altitude and intense sunlight just create ideal conditions for terroirs to thrive.
It does have those like really unique aromas.
It does.
And it's just so refreshing. It's a wine that definitely stands out from the crowd.
It does. And for an unforgettable experience, don't miss Bodega Colomé in Salta.
Bodega Colomé, okay.
It's the world's highest vineyard.
Wow.
And their terroirs is truly special.
Okay, I'm officially obsessed with South American wines. Where are we off to next?
Let's journey to South Africa.
All right, South Africa.
A country with a rich winemaking history and a fascinating tapestry of terroirs.
Yeah, I know they're known for their Chenin Blanc and Pinotage.
They are.
I'm just eager to, learn more about what makes their wines so special.
South Africa is a treasure trove for wine lovers. The country's diverse geography, ranging from coastal regions to mountainous terrain, creates this wide array of climates and soils.
So many different terroirs.
It's perfect for viticulture.
Okay, so where are we starting our South African wine adventure?
Let's begin in Stellenbosch, the historic heartland of South African wine.
So Stellenbosch. Okay.
It's a region known for its, world-class Cabernet Sauvignon, Merlot, and Pinotage,
Pinotage.
South Africa's signature grape.
Yes. Stellenbosch. I've heard so much about it. It sounds like a wine lover's paradise.
Oh, it is. Stunning vineyards, charming towns, world-class wineries.
I can't wait to experience it for myself. Tell me more about Pinotage.
Well, Pinotage is a unique grape that was actually created in South Africa in the 1920s.
Oh, wow.
It's a cross between Pinot Noir and Cinsault.
Okay.
And it produces wines that are full of character. They often have aromas of red fruit, coffee, and sometimes a hint of smokiness.
Yeah.
And they can range in style from, light and fruity to rich and robust.
Wow. So Pinotage is like a taste of South African heritage in a glass.
Exactly. It's a grape that truly reflects the country's unique winemaking tradition.
I love that.
Two wineries that stand out in Stellenbosch are Spire Wine Farm,
Okay.
a historic estate with a focus on sustainability,
Okay.
and Cannenkop Wine Estate,
Camp Wine Estate.
renowned for their exceptional Pinotage and Cabernet Sauvignon.
They're on my list. Now, where else are we heading in South Africa?
Let's go to Constantia, a coastal region just south of Cape Town.
Constantia, all right.
It's known for its elegant mineral Sauvignon Blanc and Semillon, often with a distinctive sailing note.
It's amazing how the ocean plays like such a key role in shaping the character of wines in so many New World regions.
The cool sea breezes, the proximity to the ocean creates this unique terroir, and you get wines with this fantastic freshness and minerality. A visit to Groot Constantia.
Groot Constantia, okay.
The oldest wine estate in South Africa
The oldest.
is a must in Constantia.
Wow.
Their Sauvignon Blanc and Semillon are exemplary.
I can't believe it's the oldest wine estate in South Africa.
It's a true testament to the country's long winemaking history.
It really is. All right, now let's keep exploring South Africa. Where are we off to next?
Let's venture to Walker Bay,
Walker Bay.
a cool climate region southeast of Cape Town.
Okay.
It's a haven for Pinot Noir and Chardonnay,
Okay.
producing wines that are elegant, complex,
Right.
and rival some of the best, cool climate wines in the world.
So another region for those Burgundian-style wines.
You got it. And Walker Bay is a great example of how New World regions are really pushing the boundaries of what's possible with cool climate grapes.
Okay.
Hamilton Russell Vineyards in Walker Bay is a pioneer in cool climate winemaking.
Hamilton Russell Vineyards.
Their Pinot Noir and Chardonnay are highly sought after.
I love how passionate these New World winemakers are about showcasing their unique terroirs. It's inspiring.
It is.
And for our final stop in South Africa, let's head north to Swartland.
Swartland.
A hot, dry region that's gaining recognition for its natural low-intervention wines.
Yes. I've heard about Swartland. It sounds like a place where winemakers are really embracing a more hands-off approach. You're right. Swartland is a region that's all about letting the grapes and the terroir, speak for themselves.
That's cool.
The wines are often made with minimal intervention. So you get these wines that are pure, expressive, full of character.
I like that.
The region is known for its old vines, dry farmed vineyards,
Wow.
and a focus on Rhone varieties, like Syrah, Grenache, and Cinsault,
Okay.
as well as Chenin Blanc, which is South Africa's most widely planted grape.
Okay, so if you're looking for wines with a real sense of place, a connection to the land, Swartland is the place to be.
Absolutely. Sadie Family Wines is a leading producer of these terroir-driven wines in Swartland.
Sadie Family Wines, okay.
Their wines are highly sought after by, collectors and sommeliers around the world.
I'm adding them to my list. Now, I'm curious, where else in the world are we going to explore? I know there are still so many, exciting New World wine regions out there.
You're right. The world of New World wine is vast. It's constantly evolving. Our next stop is Uruguay.
Uruguay.
A country that's often overlooked, but it has a rich winemaking tradition.
Okay.
And a unique signature grape.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Tell me more. What makes Uruguayan wines so special?
Uruguay is all about Tanit.
Tanit. Okay.
A robust, age-worthy red grape that just thrives in the country's climate and soils.
Okay.
It's a grape that's full of character, producing wines with, intense dark fruit, spice, firm tannins that soften beautifully with age.
I've heard of Tanit, but I've never actually tasted a Uruguayan Tanit. What should I expect?
Think bold, structured reds with those dark fruit flavors like blackberry and plum, notes of licorice and tobacco,
Yeah.
and a firm tannic structure that gives them incredible aging potential. Uruguayan tannin is often compared to um, Madeiran wines
Nigeria.
from southwest France,
Okay.
where tannin also originated.
So Uruguay is like the South American answer to Madeiran.
In a way, yes, but Uruguayan tannin also has its own distinct personality.
Okay.
It's often described as having a more approachable style than Madeiran,
Okay.
with softer tannins and a more pronounced fruitiness.
Okay, I'm adding Uruguayan tannin to my must-try list. Now, what about the different wine regions in Uruguay? Where should we explore first?
Let's start with Canelones, the region just north of Montevideo.
Canelones, okay.
The capital city. It's Uruguay's most traditional wine region,
Okay.
and it's known for its focus on tannin.
Okay.
The wines here often reflect the region's long winemaking history,
Okay.
with a focus on, traditional techniques and real respect for the land.
Oh. So Canelones is like the heart of Uruguayan
You
winemaking.
got it. It's a region where you can really experience the soul of Uruguayan wine.
Okay. What other regions should we explore in Uruguay?
Well, next let's head east to Maldonado, a coastal region
Maldonado, all right.
known for its beautiful beaches and Atlantic Ocean influence.
Oh, I like beaches.
It's gaining recognition for its Sauvignon Blanc and Chardonnay,
Okay.
often with a refreshing minerality and a hint of salinity from those ocean breezes.
Again, it's amazing how those ocean breezes can really impact the wine.
They really do.
Okay, and what about the third region?
And finally, let's go north to Rivera,
Rivera.
a region that borders Brazil. It's known for its warmer climate.
Okay.
It's a great place to explore Cabernet Sauvignon and Merlot.
Okay.
They thrive in the region's sunshine and those well-drained soils.
So Uruguay's wine regions are incredibly diverse,
They are.
just like
Yep.
the country itself.
Exactly. From the traditional tannin of Canelones to the coastal Sauvignon Blanc of Maldonado and the bold Cabernet Sauvignon of Rivera,
Yeah.
Uruguay offers a fascinating range of wines to discover. Two wineries that stand out in Uruguay are Bodega Buza,
Okay.
a family-run winery producing high-quality tannin, and Bodega Stagnari, a pioneer in sparkling wine production.
Bodega Buza and Bodega Stagnari. I'm loving this journey through South America.
Me too.
And I have a feeling we're about to explore another unexpected wine region.
We are. Our final New World destination is Brazil,
Brazil.
a country that's not typically known for its wine,
Right.
but is quietly making a name for itself
Really?
in the world of viticulture.
That's a surprise. Tell me more about what makes Brazilian wine so special.
Well, Brazil's wine industry is still relatively young,
Okay.
but it's growing rapidly. Diverse terroirs, exciting wine styles emerging,
Wow.
the country's vast size and range of climates,
Right.
it just creates opportunities for a wide variety of grapes to thrive. And Brazilian winemakers are really embracing innovation and experimentation.
So Brazilian wine is all about pushing boundaries and challenging perceptions.
Exactly. It's a region where anything is possible. Let's start our Brazilian wine adventure in Saragoça, the heart of Brazilian winemaking.
Saragoça.
It's a mountainous region in the south of the country, known for its Italian heritage and its focus on sparkling wines,
Sparkling wines.
or espumantes, as they're called in Portuguese.
Espumantes. I love sparkling wine. So tell me, what makes Brazilian espumantes special?
Well, Brazilian espumantes are known for their freshness, their vibrancy,
Okay.
and affordability. They're often made using the traditional method, the same method used to make champagne,
Wow.
and they offer incredible value for money.
So if you're looking for a delicious and affordable alternative to champagne, Brazilian espumantes are a great option.
Absolutely. And Saragoça is also known for producing Cabernet Sauvignon and Merlot, which thrive in the region's cool climate and well-drained soils. Casa Valduga and Miolo Wine Group are two leading producers in the region,
Casa Valduga and Miolo Wine Group.
and their wines are definitely worth seeking out.
All right, Brazilian espumantes and Cabernet Sauvignon are on my list. Now, where else are we exploring in Brazil?
Let's go to Santa Catarina, a coastal region south of Saragoça.
Santa Catarina. All right.
It has a cooler climate than Saragoça,
Okay.
and it's gaining recognition for its Sauvignon Blanc, Chardonnay, and Pinot Noir. The Rota do Vinho, or wine route, in Santa Catarina is a great way to explore the region's wineries and vineyards.
So Santa Catarina is the cool climate haven of Brazil.
It is. The ocean influence and higher altitude create ideal conditions for producing elegant, refined wines.
It's amazing how diverse Brazil's wine regions are.
I know, right? And we've only just scratched the surface. There are other emerging regions in Brazil, each with its own unique terroir and potential.
Okay, tell me about them.
Well, we have Campagna Gaúcha, a region in the far south of the country with a continental climate that's ideal for producing bold reds.
Okay.
Then there's Serra da Mantiqueira, a mountainous region in southeastern Brazil with a cool climate that's perfect for growing cool climate grapes like Pinot Noir and Chardonnay.
Okay.
And finally, there's Vale do São Francisco, a semi-arid region in northeastern Brazil where irrigation is key to viticulture.
Vale do São Francisco. That sounds like a challenging environment for growing grapes.
It is. But the winemakers there are, embracing the challenge, and they're producing some truly unique and innovative wines.
Wow.
It's a testament to the ingenuity and determination of Brazilian winemakers.
It really is. Wow, what a journey this has been. We've explored so many incredible New World wine regions, from the, iconic vineyards of California to the unexpected gems of Uruguay and Brazil.
It's been quite a trip.
It's amazing how each region has, its own story to tell, its own distinct terroir.
And passionate winemakers.
Yeah, these passionate winemakers who are pushing boundaries and crafting these wines that reflect the character of their land. I feel like we barely scratched the surface, but I'm already inspired to keep exploring, keep tasting, keep learning.
You're right. The world of New World wine is a vast and exciting place.
It is.
Full of surprises and delights.
And it's a world that's constantly evolving, with new regions emerging, new grapes being discovered, and these passionate winemakers
Pushing boundaries.
pushing the boundaries of what's possible. It feels like we've traveled the globe, all from the comfort of, our armchairs.
Right.
But this deep dive into New World wines, it wouldn't be complete without actually talking about how to appreciate them.
You're right,
Yeah.
Understanding a wine story is one thing, but truly experiencing it is another.
So let's talk tasting.
Tasting, yeah.
The book actually gives us some great tips.
It does.
And it's not just about, chugging it down.
No.
There's a real art to it.
Absolutely. Tasting wine is about engaging all your senses to uncover its unique personality.
I like that.
And we can break it down into 3 stages.
Yeah.
Visual,
Okay.
olfactory,
Yes.
and gustatory.
Gustatory. Okay, so let's start with visual.
Right.
What are we looking for when we first glance at a glass of wine?
Well, first, check out the color.
Okay.
So a pale color might indicate a lighter-bodied wine,
Okay.
while a deep, rich hue could suggest something more full-bodied.
So color can give us a clue about the wine style,
It can,
even before we take a sip.
even before you take a sip. Next, observe the clarity.
Clarity. Okay.
The wine should be free from any cloudiness or sediment.
Okay.
And finally, look at the intensity of the color. How vibrant is it? This can give you a hint about the wine's concentration and flavor intensity.
Okay, so we've used our eyes. Now it's time to engage our sense of smell, which, this is my favorite part.
Oh, yeah.
Swirling the wine in the glass and taking a deep sniff.
Swirling is key. That motion releases the wine's aromas, and there's a whole world of scents to discover there.
There really is.
You might detect, fruity aromas like berries, citrus, stone fruit.
I love those.
Or maybe, some floral notes like rose or violet.
I always get excited when I smell those earthy hints.
Oh, yeah.
Like mushrooms or forest floor.
Yeah.
It adds such complexity.
Absolutely. And don't forget about spices.
Yeah.
Like pepper, clove, vanilla.
Right.
Each aroma really adds another layer
Yes.
to the wine's personality.
Like a puzzle, right?
It is.
Okay, so we've looked at the wine, we've smelled the wine. Now it's time for the best part, the taste.
Yes, the taste.
So when you take a sip,
Yeah.
pay attention to the acidity, the tannins, the alcohol, the sweetness, and the overall balance.
Balance is key. So
Yeah.
acidity, that's that refreshing, mouth-watering sensation that makes you just want to take another sip.
I love that.
It's that sizzling. What about tannins?
Okay, tannins. Now, those are things that make your mouth feel a bit dry, right?
Exactly. They're more prominent in red wines,
Mm-hmm.
and they come from the grape skins, the seeds, and the stems. They create that drying, astringent sensation.
Right.
And they really contribute to a wine's structure and aging potential.
Okay, interesting. What about alcohol? How does that play into the overall taste?
Well, alcohol contributes to the body and the warmth.
Okay.
A higher alcohol wine is going to feel fuller and richer in your mouth.
Okay.
Then you have sweetness, if there is any.
Right.
That can range from bone dry
Yeah.
to lusciously sweet.
I usually prefer, like, dry wines, but sometimes that little touch of sweetness can be really nice.
It can. It all depends on your personal preference, the style of wine.
Sure.
And finally, you have balance. This is like the most important thing.
Okay.
It's how the acidity, the tannins, the alcohol, the sweetness, how they all work together.
Okay.
A well-balanced wine is like a symphony, all those elements working together to create a harmonious whole.
So tasting wine is like conducting an orchestra.
Kind of.
In your mouth.
I like that.
Now, we can't talk about wine without talking about food pairing.
Food pairing, yes.
What grows together goes together. Right?
Yeah, love that saying.
But what are some, like, basic principles for pairing New World wines with food?
Well, one of the most important things is to match the intensity of the wine to the intensity of the food.
Right.
You wouldn't pair a delicate Pinot Noir with a hearty steak.
No, the wine would get lost.
Exactly. Also, look for complementary flavors.
Okay.
For example, a citrusy Sauvignon Blanc pairs beautifully with seafood.
Yeah.
While an earthy Pinot Noir complements mushrooms and game meats.
And one of the things I love about New World wines is all the, like, regional pairings.
Oh, yeah.
So, think Argentinian Malbec with the juicy steak, or a New Zealand Sauvignon Blanc with fresh oysters.
Oh, that sounds good.
Chilean Carmenere with, like, spicy empanadas.
Delicious.
It's like a delicious way to, like, immerse yourself in the culture of a region.
You hit the nail on the head. And, for those feeling adventurous, there's enotourism.
Enotourism, yes.
Traveling for wine.
Sign me up. I've always dreamed of, like, touring vineyards, sipping wine in these, like, picturesque settings.
Enotourism is a fantastic way to, like, really deepen your appreciation for wine.
Oh, yeah.
You can visit the wineries, meet the winemakers,
right.
Walk through the vineyards, and experience the culture of a region firsthand.
So what are your tips for, like, planning an enotourism adventure?
Well, first, I think you need to decide, what regions and wines are you most interested in.
Okay, yeah.
Are you a Pinot Noir fanatic?
Sure.
Do you dream of sipping Sauvignon Blanc in Marlborough?
Maybe.
Or are you drawn to, the bold reds of South America? Once you know your preferences, you can start researching wine routes.
Wine routes. Okay.
The Stellenbosch wine route in South Africa or the Riesling Trail in Australia. These routes will take you through, like, picturesque vineyards, charming towns, plenty of opportunities for, tastings and cellar door visits along the way.
Sounds like my kind of road trip.
Don't forget to, like, immerse yourself in the local culture.
Right.
Visit museums, explore farmers markets.
Right.
Try the regional cuisine. Each region has its own unique charm, its own traditions that will just enhance your wine experience.
Okay, I'm getting my passport ready. Any practical tips for planning a no-tourism trip?
Well, renting a car is usually the best way to get around.
Yeah.
Especially if you want to explore those off-the-beaten-path wineries.
Right. You need the freedom to roam.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And think about accommodation.
Okay.
You'll find everything from, like, cozy bed and breakfasts to luxurious vineyard resorts. So choose what suits your style and your budget.
For sure. And timing is key, too, right?
Timing is key.
I'm guessing certain times of year are better than others for visiting certain wine regions?
Exactly. You want to consider the climate and the grape harvest season when you're planning your trip. So spring and fall are often ideal times.
Okay.
Pleasant weather, and you have the opportunity to witness the vineyards in different stages of growth.
That would be cool to see. Wow, we've really covered a lot of ground in this deep dive into New World wines.
We have. I mean, we've explored the history.
Yes.
The terroirs.
The grapes.
The wine styles, tasting techniques, food pairings, even enotourism.
And it's been so fascinating. But before we wrap up this journey, I want to bring it back to you, dear listener.
Yes.
What has resonated with you the most during this deep dive into New World wines?
Yeah, what sparked your curiosity?
What new wine or region are you excited to explore?
Remember, the world of wine is an ongoing adventure. There's always something new to discover, a new flavor to savor, a new story to uncover.
So keep exploring, keep tasting, keep learning, and most importantly, keep enjoying this wonderful world of New World wines.
Cheers to that.